Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the second column here. And we're going to continue with analogous complementary. So we're going to use a combination of analogous colors with a complementary color. Now the colors that we're going to use, we'll start off with our yellow-orange. And our yellow-orange is going to be the complement. And then we're going to go ahead and go all the way across to blue-violet, which is its complement. And then we're going to also include the colors next to blue-violet, which is violet and blue. So for your design on this section here, you're going to go ahead and make some circles. You can make small circles, big circles. I'll leave it up to you how you want to design your circles in this section. Okay, so after you've created your design, we're going to go ahead and move on. Now the last four color schemes, they're all going to be triadic, but I want you to see the different ways that you can create a triadic color scheme. So this first triadic color scheme, we call this skipping one, and I'll explain how that works out. So we are going to use yellow as our base color for triadic, and you can always rotate any of these and do different combinations. These are just examples. Okay, so yellow being our base, we're going to skip a color on each side of yellow here, and we're going to move on to orange and green. And when you line them up together, it will create a triangle, hence triadic. So for this design, you're going to go ahead and draw some squares. And you can freehand your squares. If you want to use a ruler, you can use a ruler. You can show some squares overlapping each other. Make small squares, big squares. Okay, so for our next design, or for our next color scheme, we have triadic, skipping two. So once again, yellow will be our base color here. We're going to skip two colors on each side of yellow. And we're going to go ahead and move on to red-orange here and blue-green. I'm going to go ahead and line them up together to make another triangle. For this next design, you're just going to go ahead and make something with swirls in it, so anything that goes in a rounded fashion. So I'm going to double up the line just so I can paint inside of it. Okay, moving on to our next triadic. So this one is known as equilateral. So we're going to take our yellow. We're going to skip 3 on both sides of yellow. We're going to go with red and blue. So this here, I'm being equilateral because the sides of the triangle are equal to each other. And for this design, I want you to think of any animal prints that you can come up with. It can be something really simple like the design on a turtle's back or a giraffe. Another easy one is a zebra type print, so it's kind of a jagged line and it just kind of goes back and forth. But you could come up with any animal prints that you want. So a pattern that you would see on an animal. Sometimes you see spots on dogs, like a Dalmatian. Okay, and our very, very last one here, we have our last triadic color scheme. And this one is the same as the split complementary. So once again, starting with our yellow here, we're going to go to its opposite, which is violet, but we're not including violet. We're going to go ahead and include the colors next to its opposite, which is red violet and blue violet. And for your last design, you're going to go ahead and come up with whatever kind of design that you would like. I'll have you come up with your own design here, so it can be simple, it can be complex. Just keep in mind you are painting in this area.